the establishment of the Philippine Railway Institute. Japan's support is unique in the sense that not only do we cooperate in the construction of hard infrastructure, but we also assist in capacity development. To provide safe and comfortable railway services, Japan is supporting the establishment of the Philippine Railway Institute to provide training on railway operation and management. Japan's top railway operators are providing technical support for the Railway Institute. Training courses at existing facilities begin in 2019.
That's why back in 2017, as mentioned earlier, during a site visit by the secretary, actually that visit was for the subway, and we stopped by the Tokyo Metro Training Center. I distinctly remember the secretary giving the instruction. He said, "I want this." That's simple. The secretary said during the tour of the Tokyo Metro Center that he wanted a similar training facility to be established in the Philippines, and that's when the discussions with our Japanese partners started. We were able to get a 600 million JPY grant for the establishment of the PRI, the preparation of the curriculum, the establishment of our training systems, the training of our instructors for the next 5 years is being funded by a 600 million Japanese yen grant from the Japanese government. We thank the Japanese government for that. But they did not stop there. They gave us a 1.1 billion JPY grant again for 31 simulators, train simulators for the PRI. That's one full dynamic simulator and 30 desktop simulators. So we saw how Japan operates and maintains their railways. And some of you might have heard people there complain when a train leaves early by a few seconds. They complain more when a train gets delayed by a few seconds. And their safety record is literally next to no one in the world. So we chose our partner very well, if I may say. And that's why we are very confident that the program that we are developing in the PRI is going to be world-class. We are not the only country trying to do this. The UK established the Rail Training Academy, their national rail training academy back in 2015. Malaysia established the Asia Rail Academy back in 2018. The PRI was established in 2019, so we are not far apart. And I firmly believe in unique and in a good position to be a leader in this new field of training in the railway sector because it is new. Now, I mentioned earlier that we are doing a massive buildup of our railway pipeline, and I would just like to share with you some details on that, especially because I understand we have our new batch of web refresher training participants with us today. We have some representatives from our partner institutions in the academe, and I would just like to share with you some reason why you should be excited and why you are actually very lucky to be one of the first to be undertaking this program and to be going into this massive new field for our railway sector locally. Back in 2016, we only had 77 kilometers of regularly operating lines in the Philippines. That's the entire country. That already includes the 20 kilometers of LRT1, the 13 kilometers of LRT2, 17 kilometers of MRT3, and the 30 kilometers of the PNR's Metro Manila operations. 77 kilometers. Back in the 1950s, the PNR alone had 2,200 kilometers. Don't ask me where it went, but unfortunately, in July 2016, we only had 77. As I speak, we have in the pipeline with NEDO board approval, with financing, ongoing construction or ongoing procurement, a total of 1,209 kilometers of railways that are ongoing, that will be ongoing construction, partially completed. Now, just going into closing, again, going back to that why PRI. PRI, if you think about it from the perspective of the transportation sector, is actually not a new idea. We have it in the aviation sector. You cannot pilot a plane. You cannot be an aircraft mechanic. You cannot be a flight attendant unless you have a specific CAAP certified training certificate. You need a license, essentially. You need a certification. Same with the maritime sector. You cannot be a captain of a ship. You cannot even operate a tugboat. You cannot be a crew in a ship unless you have gone through the marina regulated training and licensing and certification programs. So those of you who have relatives who are seamen, you know about this. Even in the land sector, in the road sector, you cannot drive a public utility bus. You cannot drive a jeep unless you have a professional driver's license. And yet, in the railway sector, where one train can carry upwards of 1,000, 1,300, for example, for MRT3, 2,500 for our new eight-car train set fleet for the new network, we don't have any similar certification program. So the reason for the PRI has always been there. We need to regulate, we need to certify, and all of the participants in our sector, and that's what the PRI is doing. And we are not just preparing, we are also learning from the past. Again, they say that if you try to do something the same way as before and expect a different result, then that's the definition of insanity. So we've seen how we've done it before. Unfortunately, in some cases, it did not turn out well. So PRI is one of our learnings from the past. Never again will we embark on operations of our railways within the PRI graduations that I have attended. This is just the beginning. We have a massive pipeline being worked on. A railway project is designed for 12 to 24 months. It's procured, and on average 12 months. It's built from 32 to 48 months. And there's a lot more that we are going to work on and build in the next few years. And hence, I really would like to highlight more than anything else, especially to our friends who are participating in our web refresher courses, to the academe. And I understand we invited our dear OFWs who may be interested in joining our sector, our industry. I would like to highlight the opportunity that lies or that exists in the Philippine railway sector. Invite your friends, encourage your colleagues, and be at the forefront of this massive build-up of this industry. We want the legacy of the Build program of the Duterte administration to go beyond this administration. The things that we are building, the lines that we are building, we will continue building them for the next few years, but they will be operational until all of us are gone from this world. So we want that legacy to go beyond, and the PRI again is at the center of that, because delivering the President's promise of a more comfortable life to every Filipino is not an overnight process. It goes way beyond building our new railway lines. It goes beyond fixing MRT3. At the center of that will be ensuring that we operate and maintain all of our railways to the best of our ability, because at the end of the day, even if you have the asset, if it's not running well, then the people who are supposed to be benefiting from it, the people who are supposed to getting a more comfortable life from it will not get those benefits. And with that, and on behalf of Secretary Tugade, I would like to again congratulate the PRI, our PRI staff, our partners in the academe, our railway operators, our OFWs, and all of our other stakeholders in the PRI. Congratulations and good morning to all. Thank you.